Have you ever thought about what happens to an old car after it takes its final ride? That rusty, broken down vehicle sitting in a junkyard might look like nothing more than a pile of scrap metal. But in reality, it's part of something much bigger. Every single minute, around 1,000 cars across the world are recycled. That means every 60 seconds, 1,000 vehicles are stripped down, melted, and transformed into something entirely new, sometimes even into brand new cars. Recycling cars isn't just about getting rid of old junk. It's one of the most effective ways to save natural resources and reduce pollution. The steel from just one car can be reused multiple times without losing its quality. In fact, an old car's parts can find their way into bridges, skyscrapers, appliances, and even new cars. But how does this incredible process work? And why is it so important for the planet? The first step. Every single year, approximately 27 million cars reach end of life across the globe. That is a staggering number. Now, instead of just getting dumped, there's an entire industry dedicated to recycling these cars. The first step is to take the car to an auto salvage yard, also known as a junkyard or scrapyard. The first step is to take the car to an auto salvage yard, also known as a junkyard or scrapyard. These facilities are far more than just dumping grounds for old vehicles. They are highly organized operations designed to maximize the recovery of valuable materials. Modern salvage yards are equipped with advanced tools and machinery to efficiently dismantle cars, ensuring that every reusable component is extracted. For instance, some yards use computerized inventory systems to track and catalog parts, making it easier for customers to find what they need. This level of organization not only boosts efficiency, but also reduces waste, as fewer parts end up in landfills. Additionally, salvage yards play a crucial role in the local economy. They provide jobs for thousands of workers, from mechanics and technicians to sales and administrative staff. Many yards also offer affordable used parts to consumers, helping to keep older vehicles on the road and reducing the demand for new parts. This creates a ripple effect, as fewer new parts need to be manufactured, further conserving resources and reducing emissions. In this way, salvage yards are not just recycling centers, they are hubs of sustainability and economic activity. These places do not just serve to dump car carcasses, they are modern facilities where old cars are taken apart in order to recover any valuable materials. There are over 9,000 auto recycling facilities in the US alone, so that tons of cars can be recycled every year. And those are just the American ones. Some of the biggest ones, such as Sims Metal Management, based in Australia, and the European Metal Recycling, EMR, in the UK, process thousands of vehicles daily. But where does it all start? Step 1. Every scrapyard has an initial process for every car that arrives, and this is called an inspection. Workers evaluate the state of the car, if it is beyond repair, or if there are some working components in it. If the state of the car gives a reasonable hope of it working, then it may be resold as a used vehicle. But if there is not much hope left, it moves on to the dismantling process. Speaking of dismantling, did you know that 75% of a car is metal and the rest is composed of plastic, rubber, or glass? The aim of recycling is to recycle as much as possible. Step 2. Every car component has to be drained to ensure the safety of the parts. A number of fluids are available in cars, which are dangerous to the environment if not handled properly. Engine oil is routinely changed to cooler liquid, which can be filtered and reused. Antifreeze and coolant are both often filtered and recycled. Brake fluid is an example of hazardous waste, needing safe disposal. And gasoline, along with diesel, can be reused if clean. To suck out water, oil, or any other fluid, tools such as fluid evacuation systems are perfect. These devices can do the work of draining a car in minutes, while also getting rid of the chance of spills and leaks happening. Step 3. In this step, workers remove all salvageable materials, such as used engines, transmissions, and modern lithium-ion car batteries. Alternators, starters, and radiators are repurposed, while good condition tires can also be resold for a profit. If the tires are worn out, they get shredded into asphalt or used on playgrounds. Some advanced scrapyards utilize robotic arms, alongside other automated devices to improve speed for the dismantling phase. One robotic system is referred to as the ELV end-of-life vehicle, which is capable of removing the majority pieces of the car in under 10 minutes. Step 4. Now, all that is remaining is a collection of plastic, rubber, and glass materials which can be removed. The remaining seats, Dashboards and door panels are either recycled or smashed into tiny pellets for reuse in new products. Window and windshield glass is shattered and repurposed into new glass materials, while other old components, like airbags, are also useful because they provide materials such as nylon to use for textiles. Step 5. Before the car's shell is sent for shredding, no workers are certain that any hazards are present. Any leftover mercury, switches from older vehicles, or catalytic converters with rare platinum and palladium metals are carefully removed. After everything useful is taken out, the remains along with the car are mostly a metal shell and is therefore ready for the next step. Shredding process. Once every useful component is removed, the car's empty shell goes for peeling. Once every useful component is removed, the car's empty shell goes for peeling. This stage is where the car is transformed from a recognizable vehicle into raw materials ready for reuse. The shredding process is both fascinating and highly efficient. Industrial shredders are capable of processing hundreds of cars per hour, turning them into small, uniform pieces of metal. These shredders are powered by massive engines, some of which generate over 10,000 horsepower, making them some of the most powerful machines on the planet. But shredding is just the beginning. After the car is shredded, the resulting metal fragments are sorted using advanced technologies. For example, powerful magnets are used to separate ferrous metals like iron and steel from non-ferrous metals like aluminum and copper. This sorting process is critical because it ensures that each type of metal can be recycled separately, maximizing the quality and value of the recycled materials. Some facilities even use artificial intelligence to improve the accuracy of this process, ensuring that no valuable materials are lost. The sorted metals are then sent to steel mills or aluminum refineries, where they are melted down and transformed into new products. This is where the true magic of recycling happens. The molten metal is poured into molds to create new car parts, construction materials, or even household appliances. In this way, the metal from an old car can be reborn countless times, each time reducing the need for new raw materials and saving energy. The cylinder, which the car is placed in, is a shredder where the real magic happens. In a matter of minutes, the fully functional vehicle is turned into tiny metal chunks, or a pancake-looking mash of metal. Car scrapyards have heavy-duty hydraulic car crushers that completely crush the vehicle. These machines use up to 2,000 psi pounds per square inch of pressure, which is enough to crush a vehicle into a small cube in under a minute. The most powerful car crusher in the industry is Overbuilt Car Crusher. The portable and efficient EZ Crusher comes next. Big Mac Crusher is a very famous and is even referred to as legendary due to its usage in large scrapyards. Once the frame is shredded, the metal parts of the car are much easier to transport to the next stage, shredding. Once the car is crushed, the next step is placing it into an industrial shredders. Not just any shredder, but one that is larger than most houses. They operate by utilizing massive rotating hammers that shred the vehicle into minute particles. One of the most well-known shredders is the Lindemann Eaterip, which has the capacity to shred 450 vehicles in an hour. After shredding the vehicle, sorting the metals becomes the next step. Cars are designed with multiple materials, therefore removing them is a work of art in itself. First, the enormous magnets capture all the iron and steel like a claw machine. After that, the eddy current separator takes over and removes all non-ferrous metals like aluminum and copper. Some scrappers even go so far as using AI to do the sorting for them. It's like a high-tech treasure hunt, but for metal. Now that all the sorting is done, the metals head towards the aluminum refineries or steel mills. Before the shredded steel can be turned into something new, it needs to be melted down at incredibly high temperatures. This process happens inside a massive furnace, where scrap metal is heated to around 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than lava from a volcano. To achieve such extreme heat, electric arc furnaces use giant graphite electrodes that generate powerful electrical arcs. These arcs create enough energy to liquefy metal in just minutes. Once melted, impurities rise to the top and are removed, leaving behind pure molten steel. This molten steel is then poured into molds or cast into large blocks called billets, which will later be shaped into useful products. This transformation is what makes metal recycling so effective. It doesn't just reuse old materials, it completely renews them. Here's the fun part. 25% of every new car is made from recycled steel. But it doesn't stop there. This steel is used to construct bridges, skyscrapers, and even your washing machine. Aluminum is used in everything from soda cans to pieces of aircraft. Just like that, your old car has a new life in ways you can never think of. Now it is not the metal that is reused. The plastics of your car are shredded to be used as raw materials for many new products. What about tires? They can be transformed into artificial grass for sports fields, utilized in roads, or even burned for fuel. The glass can also be crushed and incorporated into construction materials. You know what's wild? Your car's carpet could become insulation in your next winter coat. The foam in seats, recycled into mattress padding. Every part of your car is given a new life. But why is this important in the first place? Cars are manufactured from different materials, and the primary one is steel. When we recycle cars, it reduces the need for new iron ore to be mined, which is extremely harmful to nature. Less mining means less pollution from deforestation, less destruction to habitats, and less emissions from bulldozers and other machinery. It is very clear that creating steel from nothing requires a lot of resources and energy, and it also emits a lot of carbon dioxide. However, when we recycle steel, we reduce emissions by almost 60%. This is a massive benefit. During World War II, recycling car metal built 2 warships. Today, recycling steel saves enough energy yearly to power 18 million homes. Cars also contain hazardous substances like oil, coolant, and lead-acid batteries. If left to rot in a junkyard, these chemicals could seep into the soil and contaminate water supplies. Recycling facilities prevent this by safely extracting and disposing of harmful substances. Recycling cars also supports a circular economy, where materials are continuously reused rather than wasted. This approach helps keep material costs down for manufacturers and ensures a more sustainable future for the auto industry. This approach helps keep material costs down for manufacturers and ensures a more sustainable future for the auto industry. But the benefits of a circular economy extend far beyond cost savings. By continuously reusing materials, we reduce the strain on natural resources and minimize waste. This is particularly important in the automotive industry, where the demand for materials like steel, aluminum, and plastics is constantly growing. A circular economy also encourages innovation, as companies are incentivized to design products that are easier to recycle and have a longer lifespan. For consumers, the shift toward a circular economy means more sustainable choices. Many automakers are now offering take-back programs where they buy back old vehicles and recycle them responsibly. Some companies are even exploring subscription-based models where customers lease vehicles instead of owning them outright. At the end of the lease, the car is returned to the manufacturer, who can then recycle or refurbish it. These initiatives not only reduce waste, but also make sustainable transportation more accessible to consumers. The circular economy is also driving advancements in recycling technology. For example, researchers are developing new methods to recycle complex materials like carbon fiber composites, which are increasingly used in high-performance vehicles. These innovations are making it possible to recycle materials that were once considered non-recyclable, further reducing the environmental impact of the automotive industry. The future. Car recycling has come a long way, but the future promises even more innovation. With electric vehicles, EVs, on the rise, recycling is evolving to handle high-tech components like lithium-ion batteries. These batteries, which power EVs, require special processes to extract valuable metals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. New methods are also being developed to make the recycling process even more efficient. AI-powered robots are now being used to identify and sort materials with incredible accuracy, ensuring maximum recovery. Meanwhile, advancements in material science are making car parts easier to recycle from the very beginning. The US is already recycling enough steel annually to rebuild all of Manhattan twice. Meanwhile, in Japan, 99% of retired cars get recycled, thanks to strict laws and a culture that sees waste as a resource, not trash. Compare that to the global average of 80%, and it's clear Japan's onto something. But how? They've mastered the art of kaitori, buying back every usable part, down to the last bolt. Even the foam in seats gets turned into soundproofing for buildings. Meanwhile, Sweden's recycling cars into biofuel to power public buses, and Germany turns shredded plastics into trendy sneakers. It's a global race to innovate, and the planet's the real winner. Some companies are even experimenting with fully biodegradable car parts, such as plant-based plastics and natural fiber interiors. If successful, these innovations could take car recycling to a whole new level, further reducing the auto industry's environmental footprint. The dream? A future where every car is designed to be 100% recyclable, leaving behind zero waste. The dream? A future where every car is designed to be 100% recyclable, leaving behind zero waste. This vision is not as far-fetched as it might seem. Many automakers are already taking steps toward this goal by incorporating more recyclable materials into their designs. For example, some companies are using bio-based plastics made from renewable resources like corn or sugarcane. These materials are not only recyclable, but also biodegradable, reducing their environmental impact even further. Another promising trend is the use of modular design in vehicles. By designing cars with interchangeable parts, manufacturers can make it easier to repair and upgrade vehicles, extending their lifespan and reducing the need for new materials. Modular design also simplifies the recycling process, as parts can be easily removed and reused in other vehicles. The rise of electric vehicles, EVs, is also driving innovation in recycling. Electric vehicles contain valuable materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which can be recovered and reused. However, recycling EV batteries is a complex process that requires specialized technology. To address this challenge, companies are investing in new recycling methods, such as hydrometallurgical processes, which use chemical solutions to extract metals from batteries. These advancements are making it possible to recover more materials from EVs, further reducing their environmental impact. So the next time you see an old rusty car sitting in a junkyard, remember this: it's not just junk. Have you ever seen a junkyard? Let us know in the comments section below and make sure to like the video. Thanks for watching.